I'm Russ Streiner, and I'm here today with a wonderful group of old friends, Keith Wayne, Vince Survinski, Bill Hinzman, Kyra, Schon, and my long-lost sister, Judith O'Day. And we're here to share some of our thoughts with you about the movie Night of the Living Dead.
Was that your mother's car?
That was indeed my mother's car. This the production, as I think most people know now, was done on probably less than a shoestring, and we, from props to costumes to furniture to practical props like the car. It was my mother's car, and we had one small continuity problem, and that is between the first day of shooting in the cemetery and the second day in the cemetery, which was sometime later, a car ran into my mother and dented the front fender pretty badly. So
I thought we covered that.
it was really covered. Well. It was covered very nicely. And I don't recall whose idea it was, but when Judy is getting away, or Barbra is getting away in the car, we just plowed it into a tree. And
did you see that cemetery sign? That I think is one of those neat artistic shots that I love in that film.
Right.
Full of buckshot or something.
And for anyone who is still confused about where the cemetery is, it is in Evans City, Pennsylvania.
So is the house.
But it doesn't look the same anymore because there's been a lot of people added.
It's a young Clark Kent.
And that ain't no Lois Lane, though.
Some reviewer wrote about me in this scene that I looked like a young Buddy Holly, and the more I look at myself, I think I did look like a young Buddy Holly.
I think you do too.
He had a better haircut, however.
Or Gary Busey, a young Gary Busey.
That's true.
Where's that candy?
I always thought you looked like that English actor. What's his name?
Michael Caine.
No, what?
Michael Caine. Marty Feldman. I didn't say that. She did.
Kyra. Marty Feldman?
It's the eyes.
Yeah.
She's a youngster. She takes after her dad.
Oh, there's the establishing radio shot.
As another sign of the low budgetness of the picture, the voiceover coming from the radio was also Karl Hardman, who shows up later as Harry Cooper. Well, there he is now.
There he is now. We were shooting this in the summer, weren't we? It was
right.
July.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see some of the cemetery shots we picked up in October.
Right. And it was a very, very cold October, by the way.
I had my long johns on underneath that thing because the suit had holes in it from previous shootings.
Yeah, the scenes in the cemetery are definitely months apart in the year. So it was 1967. The actual photography of the picture took place during the year of 1967, and the movie was released then in October of 1968.
All these pine trees are gone from the cemetery. A storm came along and wiped them out.
When was the last time you were there?
Last year, for an interview.
Would you believe that's not my own hair?
Would you believe that's not my own hair?
But by the time we finished and we had the premiere of the movie, my hair was as long as the fall.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
You still have that tie, Russ?
I do. It's one of my favorites.
Here he comes.
Oh boy, here we go.
This man terrified me.
He still terrifies me.
That's because you're sitting beside him. You know, you tell yourself, this isn't real, this is a film, and yet when that man came after me and grabbed my, my jacket,
Watch it.
Yeah.
it
tell all,
scared the
don't tell
bejeebies
all.
out of me. And when you were breaking the glass of the car,
That scared the bejesus out of me because I almost hit George with the rock.
I've often wondered why Johnny has those pencils in there and pens.
because
in
you're an
his pocket.
engineer.
Is that what I was?
That's why.
Yeah.
You should have a check or something in there too.
That-
You know, if
that's
every
Too early
Friday.
to be a
you-
nerd.
Yeah. Your nerd pack.
But he was a brave nerd.
That's true.
Tried to protect his sister.
Here comes one of them now. It's amazing
Throughout the
how you
picture,
remember the dialogue.
Yeah,
Throughout the
that's for
film,
sure.
you'll notice my hair keeps changing. In this scene, it's long. The rest of the scenes, I have a crew cut.
This really got me.
You really
And
were.
the fights, are so realistic. I really think people fight like this. They don't do that stage stuff.
Well, we were
Well, they just shoot each other
we
now.
were
Oh, that's right.
Wrestling.
we were really tussling around.
And the sound of your head on that stone. Oh, it's coming up, what? A few seconds. Here he goes.
Bonk.
That sound, by the way, really got to my grandmother at the premiere. She was very upset. She was having a hard time with the suspension of disbelief at that point. She thought that her grandson was really injured.
It really was well done. What did you use? Was that a melon?
I think it was a melon. Karl would know. Karl Hardman and Marilyn Eastman, and some of us worked on a number of the sound effects, but Karl and Marilyn were very involved in the
How many-
creation of the sound effects.
I'm sorry. How many sound effects in total did we have in that film?
I think 3.
Actually, the dull thud was actually Carl's head. They experimented with melons, but
In this scene, I expected that rock to break the window the first time,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it did not. When it finally did break, it came out of my hand, and George was laying on the front seat with the camera, and it just came. I think it did hit the camera.
You were relentless,
Yeah.
Bill. That's what was so
Good
scary.
job. Yeah, woo.
Johnny has the keys.
Here we go.
Is this the scene where you can see the hole in the back of my pants? Ah, yes.
Oh, rerun that. I didn't see that. Here comes the tree.
Crash.
Great.
good job.
Well, it was a matter of either getting the car fixed or somehow writing the car damage into the script, and that turned out to be
That was the first shot that we filmed.
ever filmed. That's right.
And this one, George was in the trunk, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Inside the trunk of the Lincoln Continental.
Right. The same Lincoln Continental that shows up later in the Washington, D.C. sequence.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's my Boris Karloff walk.
You weren't trained to do that either, Bill. This is all natural,
That came
right?
subconsciously from a movie that I saw with Boris in.
Now, I almost killed George when we did that scene because that gas pump wasn't bolted down.
Attached.
Ran into it full steam, nearly killed George.
These sequences, I think, set the tone so well with Judy, with Barbra coming to this farmhouse. She thinks that there is some hope of salvation here, and things, as we now know, get progressively worse, but it sure does set the tone for everything to come in the near future.
And up to not quite, I think we have a little farther to go, but we had not done any sound except our dialogue in the car,
Right.
right? Mm-hmm. And the second time we mic'd anybody was when Dwayne came into the
Right.
picture. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Say, Vince, tell us about furnishing the house.
I was just going to say, Vince is sitting here, and he would be called today a production designer. He and Goodwill Industries.
Yeah, we rented a steak body truck and went down to Goodwill and told them we were shooting a picture and we needed some furniture to decorate the house. And we didn't want to pay too much for it, so he took us back to a back end of the warehouse and said, you can have anything you want here, all you want, for $50. We loaded up the truck and took it out and decorated the house.
$50 worth of furniture. Oh.
Where did you get that little music box that we see
That
later?
was my sister's.
Was it?
We never did get it back.
You mean the music box is gone?
Yeah, somebody stole it. Well, on the last day of shooting, somebody stole it.
Huh.
Gee,
I love
someone
that.
has
The
a very
sound to that
valuable...
music box, though, was from my grandmother's music box.
Was it
Was it
really?
really?
No kidding. Do you still have your grandmother's music box? Oh, that's great.
This is where I almost hung myself on the clothesline.
No, it's interesting. We shift from night to day. Often when you look at us looking out the window, I shouldn't say that, should I?
Well, I think you mean like there.
Well, sooner or later there'll be a scene where he says everything's locked up, blocked up good, and there's a wide open window right behind him.
Vince,
Oh.
where did those animal skins come from? I don't recall. Do you
What animal
recall?
skins?
The ones
Right
on the
in back.
back wall there? The heads of the animals, were those, did they belong to George Costanza?
I was going to say George Costanza brought a lot of that there, heads and other things, and decorated the walls.
Who decided to do that shot that cut from one head to the next when she...
I believe that was probably George's idea, I think.
The master editor.
And here we see some of Bill Hinzman's pals.
Yeah.
Which really were people we all knew. We were told, bring in your friends, your families, your
Right.
countrymen.
You're tired. You're weary.
Yeah, and we did.
Yearning.
A lot of advertising ad exec types. The model kit.
Yes.
I think this is the point in the movie where Barbara is really starting to get the idea that this is not going to be a very good day for her.
No, not a good hair day, not a good anything. There he is.
This is a very good
Dwayne
print.
Jones.
A very intelligent, intense, nice man.
Very nice indeed. I often think that it would be nice if Dwayne was still with us for some of these get-togethers.
Oh, yes.
It was interesting because when I came up to do my end of the film from South Carolina, Dwayne and I roomed together, and it was an excellent experience because we talked. I mean, we talked most of the time about what we were doing, what we either did that day or what we were going to do the next day.
Shocking cut.
And it just wouldn't be the same in color.
That's absolutely
No.
true.
Oh, she's beginning to flip.
I think it'll be interesting the laser disc version of this, the collector's edition of Night of the Living Dead, will be the best looking Night of the Living Dead that anyone has ever seen, because when the original prints were made, the large quantity of prints, they were not made on completely first-class print stock, because the distributor chose to save a few dollars. But the laser disc version is the version that the picture the way it was intended to be seen by the audiences.
If I'm not mistaken, I think at the premiere, at roll changes, it would be a different tone.
It was awful. But the answer print, the answer print being the very first print that was struck from the camera negative, was gorgeous. It looked as full and rich as any black and white movie that was coming out of Hollywood. We were very fortunate also in finding the location itself. It was remote enough that we really didn't disturb too many of the people around in the Evans City area, and it was a farmhouse that the owners were going to tear down anyway. So we were able to make a lease for the entire summer and fall. And it was interesting because the owner said they didn't particularly care what we did to the farmhouse. Tearing it apart, setting it on fire, whatever was okay.
And it doesn't exist anymore, does it?
It does not. It was torn down shortly after the filming of the movie was completed.
There's the co-author coming out,
Yeah, producer,
looking horrifying.
Jack Russo.
Vince, you had to stay at the house in that remote area in the evenings, didn't you?
Some nights when we were filming, yes.
A little scary, huh?
George and I both stayed there.
Weren't you a little scared at times with all those bodies laying
Not
around?
whenever I had somebody with me. But the last night they wanted me to stay there when we was wrapping up. I didn't want to stay by myself, so Jack stayed with me.
It was cold and dank. It had an eerie feeling to it.
Well, that was in December. That's the reason. We had snow shooting the last scene.
Really? What was the last scene you shot?
That bonfire.
Oh, gosh.
When we was outside, well, it was snowing.
Yeah.
We're chatting away, and poor Jack is taking a tire iron in the head.
Oh.
That's where he used the melon
And
again.
again, you know, it's
Right,
not
that was
as
a melon.
not as graphic as some of the things you see today, but I think in many ways it's even more grisly. Watching the turn of that tire iron in his head, oh.
Picture still gets a lot of play yet. Every once in a while, my sister up in the Adirondacks, I say it's on the local theater.
Oh, yeah.
Out in Los Angeles, it's played, I would say it's on the air at least once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Someplace.
The guy that drove me in this morning, he said it was on last night.
Huh.
This is that was a neat shot, pulling you out of frame.
Some people feel that Jack Russo looks better in this movie than he does in real life.
Aren't we glad he's not here to comment?
Yes.
Russ, I don't know if anybody's commented, and you can tell me where exactly the change takes place with the difference in the theatrical blood and what you found out
Chocolate
about
syrup.
chocolate syrup.
Bosco.
I'm quite frankly not sure myself, but I do know that what was dripping down from the upstairs that dripped onto Judy's hand, that was all chocolate syrup.
Mm-hmm. It looks thicker and richer than the fake blood.
Right.
I think.
If you've ever eaten ham with Hershey's chocolate syrup on it,
You understand it.
you understand the circumstances. Ugh.
I have.
I can remember, didn't we think, where are we going to get the boards? What is going to look realistic?
Right.
I don't know if it was you or someone who came up with the idea of hiding it behind that cover in the kitchen.
No,
That may have
for a
been,
lumber pile.
No, not really, but
That may have been Jack's idea, or I keep calling him Jack, and I think his professional name is John A. Russo.
yeah, I call him
keep
that.
forgetting that most
I've never
people know
called
him
him
as
John.
John, nor do I, but most people know him as John Russo.
the old condenser refrigerator. I went to Catalina, they still have those.
Is that right?
Several years ago.
Did you get that from Vince? Was that part of the stuff you got from the store?
No, that was one of the things that was in the house.
In the
when we went
house.
out there, yeah. That's that and the stove, sink.
It's interesting, when I've had an opportunity to speak about the film, one of the things that people don't realize is we cooked out of that kitchen and fed the cast. Or we were doing stuff in the other room, in the front room. Remember making hot dogs and all that kind of stuff? Yes, lunch. You didn't have to do that, Judy. Some of us had to do that.
I was loading film
No.
in one of those bags.
Judy Doe, you were getting into
Changing.
character, if I
No.
recall. Yes.
In fact, I don't know if it was Karl
I, on the other
or
hand, was
George,
making hot dogs and asking who wanted mustard, who wanted ketchup.
because you ate all
Very
the time.
We used to
Do you
call
remember when you
Blinky.
walked down the lane, way down toward the campground, and you used to study your lines down there?
Yes, I do. I do.
I was afraid to talk to you when you come back. I
Music
didn't want to
box.
bust up your concentration.
This sequence of scenes has always been a favorite of mine. That, I think, is one of my favorites.
So Barbara at that point is really starting to lose her marbles, eh?
Yeah. But she rallies at the end.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't have an Uzi, but boy, she rallies. To remember, I can remember Marilyn and I went shopping for the clothes we were to wear. We bought 2 of everything because we knew, of course, by the time we finished that they would have received a lot of wear. We went to Horns, didn't we? Or Kaufman?
You mean they're not from Goodwill?
No, only Vince's stuff was from
No
Goodwill.
wonder our budget got so
we're
high.
gonna have to take a look at those old receipts and find
Oh,
out
no.
exactly who was appropriating those sorts of
There's a statute of
expenditures.
limitations for us.
Meanwhile, Vince is out on the porch straightening nails.
That's right.
Right.
What?
straightening nails.
Nails. Don't throw
Found
away
them back.
anything. Right.
Vince, didn't you set a lot of the explosives that
No,
were...
that was my brother. Oh. Brother, him and Tony.
Yes, yes.
I can recall that was one of the fascinating things to me were the coordinating of the shots and the explosive sequences.
I explode. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I spoiled the first explosion scene.
What did you do?
My brother had it set up for, he was going to give a big bang. And whenever he told me about it, well, I said, no way. I didn't want to start a fire or start, have the Evans City people up on our tail.
You mean when the truck blew up?
Yeah, so he cut the explosive down. Well, George didn't appreciate that at all, so I told him, go ahead, do what you want to do. And he blew it up and did a good job.
And consequently, Vince was arrested by the Evans City Police.
For having that
allowing
big
that.
barbecue
That's
out
right.
there.
And the
Make a
people,
comment. Go ahead.
the people in Evans City were very, very nice to us, and the idea that a movie, an actual movie, was being made in their town, I think, captivated a lot of interest, and Evans City is still a very special place.
Interesting that now that happens so often to smaller towns that...
They get jaded.
Yes. Yes.
But we went back there to shoot the Crazies later.
To Evans City?
Mm-hmm. Evans City and Zielonople.
Zielonople. Wow. I meant to comment before, Bill, when you said about if you've ever eaten ham with chocolate with chocolate syrup on it. After a couple of beers, that's when the pale look on the face of the people came very naturally. Not a lot of makeup has to be done then.
You know, the only reason I am barefooted in this thing was that earlier on in the film, when you saw Barbra fall, that was a real fall. I slipped, and that's when the one shoe came off. So we had to stage the kicking off of the other shoe.
Well, I think Barbra was originally supposed to be in combat boots, and that somehow, fortunately, that didn't work out.
In 1960.
It wouldn't have gone with her outfit.
It would have just destroyed the look of the Kaufman's dress.
And the trench coat, too, yeah.
This is probably one of the better scenes in the film where he's talking about what happened at the gas station.
Well, this is where the audience receives a whole lot of information about how widespread this problem is. This is not just some kind of local fluke in this
wind blowing
area.
through.
I've had people say, wasn't that scene in the film somewhere? No, never.
Well, that was a lot of exposition was done through the radio, of course the television, and this.
Yeah, he did an excellent job.
Yeah.
When he says scatters like bugs, I love it.
Bugs.
There were a lot of comments after the film was released about why a black man was chosen to play the lead in this picture, and was it some sort of social statement and so forth. And the truth of the matter is that Dwayne was the best actor who auditioned for that part. Originally, a friend of ours, Rudy Ritchie, was supposed to play the Ben character, and even Rudy voted to have give the role to Dwayne after he saw his audition. And he was a very, very good actor.
He did much work in New York from then on in black theater.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, on the plane here, I sat next to a young lady who just had a recent film course, and of course her instructor was talking about what a great social comment that was all about, and I told her just exactly what you said, that it was because he was the best guy that auditioned for the part, and she said, "You mean that wasn't the way they told us it was?" And I said, "No."
Well, some people, people who write for newspapers and magazines have got to write something about something, and so whether they make it up or it's a concoction, out of their own brains or whatever, but the truth of the matter is Dwayne was the best actor who auditioned for the role. Coincidentally, he was a black man, and the film never addressed anything about the issue of white, black, or anything else.
And that's when I think the statement is so strong, because there wasn't an attempt to make a statement, and thus so many people can read into it far more than was originally intended.
She made a comment that the hand sequence where all the white hands are reaching for the black man, and that's a reverse of Birth of a Nation, is what her professor had said. I mean, that's a reach, but that's exactly what she told me.
That's deep.
Yeah,
Deep, Keith.
And this is, I guess the professor has to say something too. I mean, just like the newspaper person.
Well,
Has to bring something to class.
The one thing that this has certainly, that Night of the Living Dead and other projects have taught me, is that any time you do anything that can be held up for criticism, or interpretation or whatever, you know, people are free to attach whatever interpretation to a piece of your work they want to. In some cases, you know, it's an interesting thought, and maybe we haven't even thought that deeply about it. I'd never thought until right now about the reverse imagery of Birth of a Nation.
But how nice that people are interpreting it that way.
Sure. And their interpretation is as valid as...
And it doesn't hurt, yeah, exactly.
I'm telling my age when I tell you that I saw the picture Birth of a Nation.
We won't tell.
No one would ever know, Vince.
You didn't work it though, did you, Vince?
Except all of the people who are watching this laser disc are now going to know about how old you are.
No, I didn't cross my eyes there, did I? Mm-hmm. My kids keep telling me I did.
But you got whiplash too.
Well, they're free to make their own interpretation of your performance.
There were 2 pictures above the piano. My sister painted those.
Oh.
That lamp, I know, is from my mother's house. That was a lamp that we had around the house that's right behind Dwayne right now.
That is a neat
Yeah,
radio.
yeah.
Does that still exist?
I think that the radio was a radio of Karl's and Marilyn's, I believe. An old Zenith.
Yeah, I understand Karl and Marilyn had everything actually that was in the house.
Well, you know, they
Cups,
took everything. They put it in big canvas and plastic bags and hid it
right.
from us.
They had
No, a lot
it's
of,
still in storage.
They're making reproductions.
a lot of the investors brought a lot of stuff to decorate the house also, furniture, lamps and stuff like that.
Not only their
Intestines.
money, but their possessions.
Intestines.
Sheep livers.
I heard someone said that Marilyn has all the lumber from the house out at her house.
I could believe that. The wrecked tabletops and...
No, that actually built the 3rd story of her home.
I think that was all on the bonfire.
I think she got it out of the bonfire after we all
Before
turned
it-
our backs.
What do we call her? Scavenger of the film.
We should be seeing the heads now pretty soon.
Yeah.
Or should we? You want to tell about how Gary got fired?
I was just thinking about this with this sequence coming up. This sequence, this overstuffed chair,
Oh, yeah, your brother.
was soaked with kerosene after it got it was out on the porch, so he could light it and push it out on the porch. And what we did for continuity is we would put the fire in the chair. We would put it out between takes and changing camera angles and so forth. And inside the overstuffed chair, there's a metal framework. And after being set on fire so many times, the metal framework inside the chair heated up. And my brother Gary went to relight it after it was already outside and already pushed off the porch to keep the zombies away. And the stream of lighter fluid ignited and traveled up his arm and set him on fire.
Did I remember tackling him and...
Yeah, Bill Hinzman.
Was I in uniform or... was I in...
No, but
makeup?
Bill tackled him and rolled him on the ground, and he was not burned too badly, but he did get burned. I think that was the only big mishap that we had on the picture.
Well, the truck scene, as they're pulling away, Rudy and I were like almost
dragged.
run over.
Yeah,
Dragged.
Rudy was dragged, yeah, that's for sure. So Rudy went from almost playing Ben to a zombie being dragged through the front yard off the bumper of a truck.
Versatile
Was I
actor.
driving at the time?
Pardon me?
Was I driving at the time?
Probably.
You probably were.
Did you drive the truck?
Did I drive the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
You seem to have a massive uncaring for these zombies, as I recall.
I was trying to be realistic about the entire affair.
Which is correct, zombies or ghouls?
I think they're both correct.
Are they? I thought
That's
zombie
something
was
you'd
sort
have
of
to
a
ask.
voodoo term.
Yeah, you'd have to ask
I prefer zombie.
John Russo about that. He seems to know quite a lot about the cultural and folklore differences between zombies
Aren't
and
ghouls
voodoo.
just people that eat dead things?
Isn't that what we did? Or just dead
We're
things?
getting in
Or
a
No, we
live
ate
things?
live things.
Well,
Ghouls eat dead things.
I
We didn't
suppose.
like dead meat. We liked live meat. At least I preferred
didn't
live
eat
meat. Why
anyone
do you
who
think I
was-
chased her?
Jeez.
Well, the only person I ate was dead.
You notice I left
That's
Russ
true.
lay there.
No, but you killed them. And
I didn't want him. He's dead.
dead.
Everyone in this movie smoked. I loved it. It's great.
And how many now? Have we wheedled down
Well,
the smokers? Marilyn doesn't smoke.
I didn't smoke during
I
the
don't.
You still smoke.
I was only 9 then.
Well, you were
Karl-
traumatized.
It was
as
about a year
child, huh?
before I started, I guess.
Those were my old paint slippers.
The little musical sting that accompanies that move into the rifle is always one of my favorite little musical accents in the picture.
That was all public domain background music, wasn't it?
Not actually. It was all out of the Capitol High Q library, and through Karl and Marilyn, we purchased the rights, the worldwide rights to use the library music. So
A lot of it used to be on the old Marlon Perkins TV series.
Oh.
really,
Yeah.
what was Wild Kingdom?
Yeah.
There's our window.
Yes, this place is all
Totally
boarded up.
It's all
Yes.
boarded up. All boarded up except that one place back there.
Oh, you had to have a little air. Stuffing there.
Should have had a zombie looking in.
At least pull the shade down.
It's also the mat of the camera, I believe. going
I think the real reason that there was nothing over that window, of course the audience would never know this, there was quite a distance between the ground and that window, so we knew that zombies could not scale the wall very well.
You see the blimp showing on the bottom of the...
Yeah.
When I shot the crazies, did the same thing again. Had the blimp on the bottom of the picture. Same camera.
The black and blue marks on Barbara's cheek were makeup, but on her arms, my arms, were real black and blue marks from Dwayne's grabbing me in that sequence of scenes. I didn't realize until I went home how sore and how black and blue.
I think they're still there.
Are they?
Yeah, they look at those things. Boy,
I need some vitamin C.
He really did grab you.
This body is Kyra.
Right, this is...
She is lying there.
First,
I think we see her head
folks
when
don't
they-
know this.
We
That's
see
a
her head
real
when they drag her
person.
for
That's a
moment. They're right
real
there.
person. That is really Kyra Schon, doubling as the upstairs zombie.
And if you freeze at the right proper moment, you can see her
You
face.
can see her face.
she doesn't think about it anymore.
No, I try not to. No, I had a great time.
Did you think
It
we
was
were
a lot of fun.
bonkers?
I thought you were.
She was supposed to be.
I just scared her.
Now, this cut to the closer we get, I thought that was an interesting sequence of shots, too, although I should have powdered my nose, obviously.
Or someone
The
should have.
makeup people should have.
For some reason, and I'm not sure what the reason is, I remember that I shot that move into the radio, and I don't know why I would have done it and not someone else.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's a camera move that I've always been fond of.
Tell me, is that in the literature?
I don't think so. It's one of those little-known facts.
Little known facts. Gotcha.
Help
they
comes
come.
from the basement.
Yeah, right.
No.
Oh, here they go. Here
God.
go. The second wave.
In come the Marines.
A machete? You have a machete?
Harry
Karl?
Cooper. It was a bent piece of metal.
Oh,
And Dwayne standing there with a rifle. Brave Harry.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How are we supposed
It's
to?
interesting for all the bad raps that Harry Cooper takes in this movie that he was the guy
He was right all along.
who knew what was going on.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
Harry Cooper, the character you love to hate.
All we knew that could have meant those
and you'll always remember because of that bruise on his
Right.
lovely head.
racket sounded like
Gorbachev, right? That's what
Yes,
I said
it
again.
was. It was. It was
That's
blood
where
clot.
Gorbachev
wasn't
got
it?
the idea.
Yeah.
He saw Harry Cooper and said, that looks
Copycat.
good.
You making any money out of that, Karl?
All right, now you tell me. I'm not going to take that kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a
There
safe
was absolutely no working up into a character. Harry Cooper started off with a hard-ass attitude, and
Stay right there.
he did not deviate one iota.
It's pretty much like Karl today, isn't it?
That's right.
Any of those things, find out we're in here. You got the whole place full?
Keith, you haven't changed a bit.
Right. Thank you. That's so lovely of you to say.
You're in.
I just don't blink as much anymore. I'm tired.
We weren't going to say anything.
Bring that up. That's good. Thank you. I appreciate
After years and years
I
of
appreciate-
therapy on that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
well, and they sewed his lids.
Were you wearing contacts, or why did you blink like
No.
that?
He just blinked.
I just, every time my mouth opened, I blinked.
They called him blinking.
If they call me Mr. Blinky. See, I can do that now, but I don't like it because it makes the room spin.
If you go into years and years of therapy, you can get that fixed too.
He doesn't have that much.
I don't have that much time, right?
That's true.
Hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5. or
Karl's hair hasn't changed much over the years either.
No,
has it?
that's one thing.
And I just realized when Gorbachev copied that, see, he put it on the other side of his forehead
right.
and made it in the shape of America. So,
The cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Follow
I wonder what would have happened to this movie if everyone would have just listened to Harry Cooper.
Oh,
when he told him
no.
what to do, right?
Everyone would have gone down into the basement, the zombies would have gone someplace else, and that would have
Right,
been the
and
end
we
of the
would have
movie.
all lived.
We can get out of here if
No truck blowing up, nothing.
we witness to see
Right.
what's going on
Jeez,
outside.
boring.
You'd have married Judy Ridley?
But they would have had to stay in the basement.
Basement.
Kind of
For the
turned into this
honeymoon,
Diary
yes.
of Anne Frank kind of thing.
Only subterranean.
Now, the basement sequences were shot at Latent Image, weren't they?
In the basement of the building in downtown Pittsburgh at 247 Fort Pitt Boulevard. Because, no,
No, in many of the
But-
scenes, you can see the junction box for a massive 6-story
right.
building in this farmhouse.
the roof and the ceiling in the basement was just too shallow, and it was just a terrible mess down there. But for some reason, Karl wanted to go down there. Harry Cooper wanted to go down there and live with the bugs and the spiders.
Yeah. And I had to cut a door in for him.
That's true. That door. That's,
that's
true.
right.
That the doorway that they just used as the entrance there. That wasn't
That's
a real
right.
door.
That is right.
Created with Vince Survinski's very own hand.
Speaking of hands,
There's
Oh,
Richard.
what
Richie.
a transition. There's the night.
This is the first time we find out if you have to shoot him in the head to kill him.
Is Rudy our first victim?
No, it's
That's
Richard.
his cousin, Richard. And
Richard,
That
that's-
is he reaching in right there.
Yes. I remember watching.
Oh, that didn't hurt.
Yeah, shoot me in the head.
Was this a night for night shot or a day for night shot?
That was night for night. That particular
For
one.
people who might not know what that means, day for night is that you're shooting in the day, but you're replicating the night.
I don't actually know.
A night for night is when you're shooting in the night and you want it to look like the night,
He's just
right?
a producer.
Right.
He doesn't
Oh,
know that kind of stuff.
But he did
There-
that wonderful
there are-
shot into the Zenith radio.
There are.
Well, we did have to shoot most of the stuff at night because
No,
that's,
this is
that's
night
where
for
all our
night.
actors
Night
came
for
from.
night.
Yeah.
Night.
They work during
They
the
usually
day.
work during the day.
Yeah, they work during the day. They come out and
Oh,
work on
tell
night.
the story
Uh-oh.
about our
Or
nude.
nude, yes.
That's me.
You've never seen a crew run so quickly when Marilyn said, "Does anybody want to help with makeup?"
Speaking of Marilyn,
Oh, there
there's
she
her
is.
cameo.
There is Helen
the
Cooper.
bug-eating cameo.
And that's a little plastic.
No, that was real.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
A lot of protein.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be in every window.
Marilyn was strange in those days.
That
You have to understand, yes.
But when we were shooting the nude, everybody could swear there were farmers out in the bushes watching.
She was a regular model.
Yeah, she was.
Didn't
a,
seem
was
to
a
bother
artist model.
her
She
at
was
all.
a life class model.
There were farmers out there
There
that
were,
watched.
yes, they were.
Because
organized.
somebody sent me out there
Vince
to
took
make them
some
move,
tickets.
and they come right back at me and said, "It's going to be shown on TV, ain't it?"
So Vince sat down in the cornfield out there with them and just watched.
Listen, I got a kid. She can't bust. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't
Could we see the tag on her wrist?
things smashing through the windows.
I think
Someone
so. It was
suggested
a
putting it on
dead
her toe, and
arrival.
someone said, "No, I don't think we'll be able to see it down there."
No one will be looking.
But they cut out the nude in all the advertisements, didn't they? The newspapers, they put a bra and
Yeah, they put
pants
clothes on
on
that
them.
once.
They did.
oh.
Yeah, somebody. That's right. How do you
The
remember
Pittsburgh
that stuff?
Press. They put it. They put
Yeah.
They put a bra on.
Bra.
them, yeah.
Can you imagine now? They'd say, how many nudes are there in the ad?
Man, his mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute.
Judy Ridley, who plays Judy in the film, was actually going to be Barbara. I think I never knew, because she looks so beautiful. She looks like Bridget Bardot. That's how I've always
that
thought
right.
of Judy Ridley.
She was our secretary
I
at
can
the
tell
Late
you a
Image.
story about that one.
Before
tell
that,
us-
she
tell
worked-
us,
she
Vince.
worked at-
No.
No, oh,
She worked at Hardman Eastman Studios prior to coming to work at Late Image.
and
There's lots of places we can run to up here.
she married one of you.
Yes.
Dare I say who?
I think I know
No,
the
she-
next secretary we hired, right?
That's true. There was a lot of marrying of secretaries going on, as I recall. No, Judy and I were married and have 2 wonderful children, and we are best of friends.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them.
She still have that
laying on
rumbling in her stomach.
Door.
Yes, her stomach still does rumble.
There's a story behind that. Is somebody going to tell it?
I think that on one of the sound takes, her stomach was grumbling, and the microphone picked it up. I think Vince has never allowed her to forget about it, and she'll thank him again after seeing the laser
Especially-
disc. And there she is, the little darling.
Ah, see, somebody
I heard
else's
somebody.
stomach's going.
That must have been Judith.
She's here.
I'm scared.
How old were you, Kyra?
I was 9
9.
years old. Yeah.
And you already, well, no, I won't say that.
Is it as though you are watching someone else? Because for me, sometimes I get the feeling that I'm watching a whole different crowd of people. Does that ever happen? I know, years and years of therapy.
Nothing will take away the wrinkles.
No, it's strange. I remember those. That scene, it seemed, went on for days.
Because it did go on for days.
Some of my memories aren't clear, but that certainly
Ooh, that
was.
expression on Marilyn's face.
Wow. I like what she said there. I forget what it is, but she had a good sentence there.
Go to hell, Harry, is what it was, I think.
Another interesting wrinkle on this film would have been if Harry and Helen Cooper and the child were upstairs and everyone else was in the basement. These are the scenes that were all photographed in the basement of the building where our business was located at that time.
Those people aren't our enemies.
The expression on his face.
Oh, look at this.
Careful now, Harry.
If Judy would come downstairs for
What a
few
weasel.
minutes, Harry and I could come out here.
God, yeah, you're talking about your dad.
you're
Watch
talking
out.
about there.
Did he try to convince you not to further your career in entertainment, seeing how good you were?
It never. No, he never encouraged or discouraged. But lying on a table was so boring. I just didn't want to.
Continue on with
Yeah, how can you top that, right?
One line.
Well, you were Andy Warhol's actress for the...
That's true.
Would he vote you the best actress of the week or something?
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, he was a pretty strange guy.
Have you been
Aren't
to
they
the museum? You
opening
might
the
be in it.
museum?
It opened last night.
This weekend is filled with events.
Yeah.
Opening of the Warhol.
Well, I'll have to.
And the famous coat rack. Do we still have the famous coat rack, Marilyn?
Yes, in the
Does
death
Marilyn still have the
sequence
famous
when
coat rack?
That was a
when
great
Harry
scene.
Cooper dies. There's a wonderful story with that.
Another
We'll
one
save
that-
that.
Also, the microphone that is hanging right above all of our heads is the microphone that recorded all of the Night of the Living Dead dialogue scenes.
You got that from Marilyn's house, I
The
understand.
very one. Yeah, she had it stored with the lumber.
In its own special case.
Now I ask you, in this Helen Cooper scene, with this touching scene where she's trying to let you know that everything is all right, would you ever suspect that that woman was a lumber pack rat?
Oh, there's so much about Marilyn I never suspected.
She's not here to hurt you. She's only here to help you.
She's going to
Don't
burn
be
her
afraid.
Mrs. Cooper.
I'm Helen. Harry Cooper. Isn't that what she's just said?
Right.
And she's lost her marbles already, so she could care less.
Listen, if you lived with Harry Cooper, you'd be shy of your marbles, too.
Not all our ducks were in a row there.
Her brother was killed.
Marilyn, I'm proud to say, is a non-smoker.
Talk about these windows. I can't see a damn thing. There are a million of those things out there. That's how much good these windows are.
Why don't you
He did a really good Don Rickles, I think.
Ah, the connection with the
Television.
out of the other side of the story, the outside world.
Right. And I didn't, this is when I first learned, is it called matting? Where you, to put what's on the television so that it doesn't skip, and you,
Right.
you actually use a process called matting. For anybody who doesn't know, Keith is a weightlifter. Or is it a bodybuilder? There's a difference, isn't there?
No, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a
Weightlifter.
powerlifter. Yeah.
Powerlifter. He still does it to this day.
He got the idea from hauling a television set around,
To the-
actually.
yeah, around
To
the set,
Marilyn's house.
where she stored it until this very day.
With the lumber
With the lumber and
and the
microphone, hard hat, you name it. Lady took everything. I think she's got the refrigerator with the condenser on top, too. I'm not sure.
She's going to kill us.
We'll get Harry to protect us.
What's the name of that fellow? He worked at the station, at the studio.
Chuck Craig.
Chuck Craig. What's happened to Chuck?
Chuck is now living in Ohio very happily. He has completely reordered his life. He is now,
Using you as a therapist.
he is out of radio production.
He was sort of the Gary Collins of Pittsburgh.
Very popular radio person. He and Karl and Marilyn had a radio show at the time called The Tea House of Jason Flake, and he was Jason Flake.
Was Reach Cordick still in town then?
That
or
was
is he-
just after Reach Cordick. Reach Cordick left Pittsburgh
That's
in
right.
1965. And the Tea House of Jason Flake started in 66, I think. 66 or 67.
And that studio in the background, I understand, is all of that stuff is at Marilyn's house, too.
Yes, it is.
I
She
did
didn't
many-
limit herself to our set. Anything that appeared in the film was fair game.
That's right.
These are all local towns coming on the screen, of course.
But what we're seeing is that was filmed, I think we did mention, at the Hardman studio.
Yes, that's where they did their radio program, from those studios.
And we used to do many voiceovers there, I can remember.
That little girl in the background also played a zombie.
And she ended up being a secretary, too.
Paula Richards. Yeah.
Somebody married her.
Not
Someone married her.
She's the one that I found out that dogs do get scared. One of the police dogs.
Got scared of Paula?
Yeah, she came around in makeup, and the cops were telling everybody how ferocious this dog was, and the dog took one look at her and split. The cop had to chase the dog down.
Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering?
Harry Cooper sure did smoke a lot of cigarettes in
He
this
did,
movie. I
truly.
just realized that.
And what he used to do is, because we had to light another one, is he'd draw on that sucker until it went all
There's
the way
George
down to an
Romero
ash.
in his brief cameo appearance in the
Yes.
movie. He's one of the reporters with the turtleneck.
George lost a lot of weight, didn't he, in the filming of this?
Marilyn has it all.
In storage.
With the microphone.
Does anybody remember when the decision was made to go to Washington, D.C.? We're sitting around the studio and saying, boy, this thing needs an expansion, it needs something added. And then someone made the suggestion, I think it was Jack, well, let's do it. And I said, I can't, I got to go to work.
How
So the
long
crew
were you
gathered
there?
up and went to D.C.
Just one day.
One day? Did you have to get permit? Or?
We were supposed to have.
Uh-oh, cat's out of the bag.
No, we never did, as a matter of fact. The Capitol Police came over, and they thought that this was a real car of a real general.
Oh, no, and wondered where the FBI was. Or the CIA. Or...
We are doing everything possible to solve the problem.
That's the car that was used to do the filming of the That's where the
But
car
see, yeah.
that George was riding in to film You're Running to the Farmhouse.
We could get Karen there. We could get help for her.
Maybe we shouldn't be telling all of these things. Maybe people will now look at this movie with a completely different kind of perspective.
But maybe it will endear us a little bit more. Please, God.
Well, I hope it endears some of the early critics of this movie because they felt that we were satanically inspired and all sorts of other things to have even made the movie.
As much as we may be laughing here and enjoying, because goodness, after all these years, I think that we all made this with a real seriousness about it. When we were shooting, we wanted it to be as real as possible. I know that many of us really did go through a lot of that emotion and terror making it. It wasn't done with
Absolutely
tongue in
right.
cheek. It was done very seriously.
And I think that's one of the reasons that the picture has become so successful and classic status, because I think the audience senses that energy. For all of the flaws and everything else that we know are in the movie and the low budgetness of it, there is still a human energy that is involved in this production that budget can't replace.
Well said.
I think a lot of people would say that a bunch of amateur filmmakers in Pittsburgh, but we weren't amateur filmmakers. We were filmmakers who did a low-budget film. We were making films before we did this, but they were commercials.
And many of us had been performing on stage and doing radio and television prior to that.
The unique thing about it was we did it for so little money, as opposed to what the budgets were in those days.
I still believe that good films can be made today for less money than, I mean, you don't have to spend millions and millions to make a good film. Isn't that true?
I absolutely agree with that.
But to try to assemble, I think, cast, crew, and participation that we had, I don't think any project will ever be mounted as successfully as this one was.
Well, that's true. There was certainly a lot of cooperation and support from the advertising community, from the other support professional community and so forth. It was wonderful.
Because it was a project that everybody decided to sign on to. Not because of the hopes of necessarily monetary gain, but because it was going to be a neat thing to do. It was going to be something that would be unique, that hadn't been done.
I think it should also be mentioned that if it wasn't for this film, Pittsburgh wouldn't be the movie capital it is today.
Well, that's true. It certainly did. Night of the Living Dead can be traced directly to the modern day film successes that Pittsburgh is currently enjoying. In the last 4 years, there have been 37 films shot here.
Big climax.
I didn't blink. No joke. Wow, my eyes were actually open.
Be fine behind the cellar door. You can go upstairs and toss the cocktails from a window. Tom, you and I.
See? Oh, gee
Oh,
whiz.
there it goes.
That
Blinky,
went.
blinky.
Oh, that's because I had to say something.
It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly.
I had dialogue.
Gas and get back into the house. Then we'll worry about getting everybody into the truck. Now let's move it.
I almost thought Karl was going to end up being a good guy here. But he finks out on us. Ah, this is the romance.
Quiet
Yeah.
love scene
Wow.
here.
Yeah.
Romantic.
So tough to be romantic when you're making Molotov cocktails.
Yes.
kind of takes the edge off the romance.
Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Those, you really
Just
threw
a
those
guy
out
and
the
his chick
window.
making some Molotov cocktails, man. No big deal.
It's a recorded message.
Talking about the future.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right.
I like the boar head in the
Since we didn't
background.
know, we'll
Thanks,
They
Bill.
would even be there.
What a
Did you
guy.
say foreground? Oh, no, oh, it's our background.
Tom, are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
One of the slow scenes in the film.
You had sort of a Peyton Place kind of look to you then, Keith.
know
I did?
how to handle
Yeah.
it, and I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah, Ryan O'Neal kind of.
Were you not at the time, weren't you doing some singing also?
Yeah, I was working with a professional road band. We were in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I know all that.
I would come up on Wednesday, or yeah, no, I'd leave on Sundays. We were dark on Sunday in South Carolina, and I would fly up on Sunday and work till Wednesday, and then fly back on Wednesday and work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the club,
Remember we had to go to Willard
and then repeat that. I think I did that 4 weekends in a row.
You still do any band
It's not
singing?
like just
No.
the wind passing
No.
through. We've got to do something, and fast.
I sit in with some people sometimes if I happen to be in the same club where they're working.
Hey,
Out of pity, they ask me to the stage, and they say, "Can you sing Stormy Monday Blues, boy?"
Without blinking?
Without blinking, I can't do this. See, I can sing without blinking, no problem.
Is
It's just
Stormy
talking.
Monday one of the tunes you do?
Yeah, I have another one, Kansas City, but that's it.
Not now, Keith.
That's
Not
my
now.
whole show. You don't want me to break into that.
No.
No, I can do Impossible Dream too.
How many, as I recall, dissolves were expensive to do, so we only had 1 or 2 of them, and we just saw one. Didn't we have 2 in the whole
think-
show?
I think, yeah, there were very few dissolves.
Yeah.
You had the A and B.
I'd like to leave. Yes.
I took my
Yeah,
children.
now why?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I took my children to see this. It was playing at the Wilshire Theater in Santa Monica, and the kids were only about 9 and 12. We all stood in line. It was a midnight showing. At that time, you could smoke in the theater. We got into the theater, and the kids just came right out. Hey, my mom was in that film. We're sitting there, and people are smoking marijuana, and they all started to talk. We had the best time.
I guess.
I never smoked any of that.
But if you did, you didn't inhale. We know.
Oh, I never in my life. Caca.
He was so neat about those curtains.
Right.
You really tossed
They're-
those out the window, didn't
They're
you,
both
Carl?
exactly the same length. I just noticed that, Kyra. This looks like the council in ancient Rome.
The toga
Well,
party.
one of the fellows in the foreground is Chuck Craig, who we earlier saw doing
Right.
newscast.
Right. We had a gourmet cook.
This is also the scene here where
Where
John Russo gets set
gets
on
caught
fire.
on fire.
That was intentional, though. It wasn't accidental like Gary's.
There goes Jack.
Did you have, or I should ask Jack, did he have any special
No,
Clothing on
we didn't
underneath
do
that?
that. I get set on fire too at one
Couple
point.
no asbestos?
No.
Several layers of clothing, but nothing, not the kind of safety equipment that would be used today.
I'm going with him.
Get back in the cellar. It's too late.
You know, when he sets me on
And the
fire
two youngins
here,
make a break for it.
when he sets me on fire here, it's just lighter fluid on my coat.
That truck is a vintage truck. Someone will have to tell the story about the 2 trucks.
I'm still not sure. I think someone said that Randy Burr, who was one of the locals there in Evans City, helped find an exact duplicate truck. We had two trucks that were exactly the same. One of them was drivable, the other one was not. It had to be towed. And the one that had to be towed is the one that Vince referred to earlier about blowing it up.
There's Rudy.
There's Rudy there.
Little
go down on my
stomach
knee.
burn there.
Yep.
There,
I remember
boom,
that.
it comes around again and hits us.
Yes. I had absolutely
It was supposed to come this way. It's supposed
no
to
thought.
bang it up.
No thought for.
It's one of the day for night scenes that didn't work. The filtering,
Not quite night, huh?
not quite night. And there's
Now that was real night.
That's real night, that's real night.
Yeah. And this is a brilliant move by
Vince, what was the deal with the setup of the gas pump? And do you remember that story?
Oh, yeah, see that gas pump there? Jack and I went down to Gulf Refining and we borrowed a gas pump. We set it up near the grain house. And we needed water to squirt out of the gas pump. So we had a pump down the cellar, but it didn't work. So we went over to the gas station, got Randy Burr, and him and I worked on that for a couple of weeks trying to make it run. And we were still down the cellar when George asked for action. So Randy pulled a cord, and the thing worked, and he got a shot with gasoline coming out of with water coming out of the gas pump. And then good thing George caught it on the first take because we couldn't get the pump working anymore
It never
after
worked.
that.
Isn't that? There are so many things in this film that were really first takes.
Mm-hmm. Here go our young heroes here. This is the
jacket's
line.
cut.
My
My jacket's
jacket's cut. That's the line that Judy's and my kids will not let her live down.
Now, was that that explosion was the second one that you said let her rip and do the biggie?
That was the second one.
That was the second.
This is the next scene is actually the one where the people in the audience started going,
Yes.
ugh, as we reach in and pull out the burnt
Oh.
bodies and start chewing and munching.
That's
I
gross.
remember
even
one guy
today.
saying, "Say, I got the same ham bone I got in the first scene."
Cool. I don't think that's the man, but there's a man who takes a fall toward the end of the film who literally bounces.
Mm-hmm. That's Dave James who takes the fall
Oh.
later. He's still on local television here in Pittsburgh.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody mention that all these scenes were shot before the opening scene?
I don't think so.
What opening? Which one?
In the graveyard?
No, we did.
I think
Sure.
the opening
graveyard scene was the last scene to be shot. Because my hair was long and it was cold in October.
No, it was
No.
both the first and the last.
Yeah,
scene
we did a
that shot.
combination.
No, but the scene with me in was the last scene to be shot.
Oh, with you, yes.
Yeah.
You still have those same pants, don't you, Karl?
I had my same jacket until about a couple of years ago. I got to give it to Goodwill, but I kept it for a souvenir.
Yeah.
And whenever they brought the color version out, I run and got my jacket, and by golly, it was true color.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Actually, this sweater you have on today, the yellow, is the same color that Ben wore. I think he had a yellow
That
sweater.
is Ben's sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I kept. That's one of the things that
Marilyn
Marilyn didn't get a hold of.
Kill that sucker. God.
Oh, don't say
In
that.
real life,
That
Romero.
shot, that
Oh.
shot typifies the Harry Cooper character.
in real life, you could not find a nicer man than Karl Hardman.
I sure hated him in that picture.
We all did.
Oh, here it is.
More folks from the advertising community, Dave Barber and John Simpson.
John Simpson. John Simpson was
Roger
doing a show
McGovern.
with Sherry North in West LA just a few weeks ago.
Is that right?
I ran into him. I hadn't seen him in a gazillion years.
Wasn't there a barbecue before this thing was shot?
This
that
was
night?
a lovely scene as we're fighting over
Chuck
intestines.
Craig, the earlier news commentator.
Oh,
That's real liver?
yeah.
There's those
Dave Barbra.
Oh, tell them about the intestines.
intestine scene, yeah.
Tell them
Betty
about
Ellen
that.
High,
Well-
John Simpson.
I'll let Jack tell that story. He does a pretty good bit of it.
That's, what do they
Rudy.
call the play putty that I bought at the store and brought in? And we said, oh, this make great flesh. Silly putty. Stuck it on bones and it was flesh.
You also used derma wax that is used in funeral homes. I don't know if they still use it, but that scared the bejeebies out of me knowing that this stuff was actually used with dead people.
You had plenty of bejeebies scared out of you, didn't you?
I did. I don't have any left. It's all that therapy, bro.
She didn't have any bejeebies left in that scene either.
That's what you call a few bricks shy of a load.
Yeah, but I come alive at the end.
That's right.
I saved Marilyn.
That hairpiece was getting a little raveled.
That's because my hair was so long by then.
Is Runt the nearest town?
I don't know.
Now that's a sensuous scene.
We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You said
I
those
love
things
the
stand
shadows too, and so much of that was done on purpose with those
right.
neat little.
Gobos.
I always call them capos, gobos.
Different thing.
That's a
In
male
Evans
chicken
City,
without
they
any.
call them capos. Yeah.
Yes.
things out there? I can carry it.
Isn't a capo something you use on a guitar?
Oh, that's right. That's what it is.
One of those things grabbed.
Or in certain organizations, there are capos.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things
I wouldn't touch that with a 50-foot capo.
The artificial doorway that Vince Survinski built to allegedly go down to the basement.
Well, one of us can try.
Keep your eye on the coat rack.
I still don't know where the other door was. Must have been in the kitchen.
Must have been.
You have a car? Where? Where is it? Yeah, I know. But where is it?
There's Harry sticking his 2 cents in again.
At some of these horror conventions, people will come up and they
There's the
know
word
the
again.
dialogue word for
You bet.
word.
You bet.
I know one line.
What was it?
Somebody in there heard a noise.
Now, she was somebody's wife at that time. That was your wife.
No, that was a friend of George Romero's and Richard Ritchie's, Betty Ellen Hawhey.
That's it, Betty Ellen. Oh,
Was
yes.
she a secretary at the time?
No, she was a research worker, I believe.
Yes, I remember that.
Warned that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls.
Her and I collaborated to
During this crisis,
make lunch for the actors one day.
victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation.
You remember what you made?
Not anymore.
They didn't make nothing but hot dogs. You guys made a lot of hot dogs.
I
Had a
remember
red dye
hot
number
dogs.
32 in them.
You slaved over that stove.
I'm serious.
Ah, this is where we really recruited from all the families. There's Jim Hughes. He was my 9th grade English teacher's father.
Who shall now go down in infamy, right?
Yes.
Tony or Tony.
Tony Pantone, who
Yes.
Special effects guy.
Has been activated by the radiation. The plan is kill the brain,
Chili Billy.
and Steve Hutzko, the
Yes,
cameraman.
I remember
Steve
Steve,
Hutzko
yeah.
is still
There's
shooting
Still-
news
still-
for
still wearing his
George
bandolier.
Costanza.
We used, oh, cuss, he was a riot.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going? Oh, things aren't going too
He had the best lines in the whole
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all messed up.
on the other side of the road over there. Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things? Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3
He fit that part so well.
Shit, they must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
Yeah, one of the things I find that after so many years and after seeing the film so many times, I still find myself being drawn into it.
I do too. Again, I think from your comment earlier, because people put a reality to it, they felt it, they took it seriously. It makes it much easier to become lost in it.
I think that like things like this sequence with Chili Billy doing the interviewing. I mean, it's obvious that this is a professional to the audience when they're watching it, and that gives it the reality that it needed.
Well, at that time, it was almost shot in a documentary style, too.
Right.
Definitely.
Which lends
Yes.
authenticity to it.
Yeah.
There are so many rules, cinematic rules, that George violated, but when he violated them, he did it on purpose, and it worked.
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know.
It was an interesting series of cuts. Everybody's face turned.
Looks like a ninja. Just for a moment there.
I have to get that gun.
Well, this is leading up to the one scene in the movie that really disturbed me when I was younger. I never liked seeing my father get shot and falling down the stairs. It was awfully funny when they filmed it, though.
Were you there when the filming of Karl being shot? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Did you cry?
No, not when it was actually happening, but
She
when I
was
saw
laughing.
the movie. It was too much watching him grapple with that coat rack.
Part I couldn't stand the pictures whenever you stabbing
Did the
that trowel
trowel?
into your mother.
I think that gets to everyone.
Even to this day, I know I've said it a gazillion times, but that to me is still one of the worst murders I've ever seen.
And yet you never see it penetrate the skin.
No.
But it's the sound effects that George added.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
chocolate on the wall.
And I still have the cement.
Bill Burchinol, another advertisement.
Autographed.
I remember Bill. That's right, you do. You still have the trowel. We all
Who?
signed it. Bill does.
Oh, yeah.
He wrestled it away from Marilyn.
Yeah. She still has the
But
microphone.
she's plotting
Trying to get it back.
to raid.
Ah.
This is where things really become unstuck.
Men and how powerful they feel with guns.
Oh, please.
Please. Well, it's true. Look at that expression.
Look at that one. Now watch. No one would believe this took 9 times.
But you stop to think, this is really a emotionally powerful thing, too. Just turning that gun on him and shooting him like that.
Well, he was at the point where that character had no choice but to just,
He had to.
had to deliver some
Get rid of
very
Harry.
quick justice here.
And someone is
There he
weeping.
goes. Now he keeps.
Oh.
Leave go to coat rack, Harry.
Coat rack was a live thing, wasn't it? Took you 5 minutes, 37 seconds to die, Karl, I think.
I was lying on that table trembling. I don't know why. I guess I was tired or something. I
was
thought
probably
the camera
cold.
was going to pick it up.
Pretty spooky.
I still have that signet ring.
See, I have a crew cut.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. He stopped off
All
at the
right.
zombie barber.
A zombie barber.
Here she comes to save the day.
There she is. Look at that. Heroic. Now, of course, Johnny has to mess things up here.
What were you eating there, by
It was a
piece of ham?
I think someone had a meatball sandwich or something for lunch, and they just threw some chocolate syrup on it.
Oh, this
was
is.
Meet the ball
Did it bother you
sandwich.
doing this
No.
death thing with?
No, Marilyn was nowhere near me when I was using the trowel. I was stabbing, I believe, into a
A
pillow.
mattress or something. Oh, this gets to me.
This is,
And the sound.
Screaming noise. Junk, junk.
How did you? Oh, I wish Marilyn could tell us how she felt.
So am I ever going to get this dress clean?
Incredible. Talk about relentless.
yes.
Barbara's death sequence also was an extremely frightening thing to film. Being pulled out amongst all those people.
Well, you should have had all those people in back of you gripping for the door. I thought I was going to get crushed.
There he is.
For the basement door, you mean? Oh, well, that was scary for me. Some guy,
I have
big
a
guy
very
almost hit me
vivid
over the head with
recollection of
piano leg.
that moment and the intensity that I figured that that you had to see in that character. And fortunately, I think that it plays well for the scene. But you brought up something interesting, Kyra, and I think it's interesting for people who are fans of movies and fans of storytelling through movies, that the critics sometimes need to remember. We're seeing a continuous presentation here, but in terms of working with child actors and so forth, everything is broken up into very specific individual shots and so forth, and kids are not put through this terrible kind of ordeal that you see in context. And I think it sometimes is important to remember that this is a movie.
You thought I was going to hit you with that piano leg.
No, it wasn't you. It was someone else. The guy on the right, he was very tall, and he had that big, bulky piano leg or table leg. And he just grazed my hair as he was hitting the door.
I think that was Jack Givens, I think.
No, it wasn't.
It was not Jack?
No, it wasn't Jack.
There's Al
It was that guy.
Al Pankoff. He owned
The
Pankoff
guy
Ford.
who was pushing the piano.
Yeah.
Bill Birch and all.
Oh.
You know, while they were filming the scene, we'd been up all night the night before, getting the things ready. And I was tired, so I went upstairs to sleep. I couldn't sleep with all that noise going on.
Cut out that racket down there. Oh, here you come.
That's pretty intense.
It is. And at this time, remember in 1967, 68, when this was made, the good people survived. No matter how devastating the horror, they survived.
True.
And yet in this film, we all know what happens.
We had talked about for some time the possibility or the necessity to shoot a second ending. And then we decided collectively to not do that, to just shoot the ending that we thought the movie had to have. And that way we wouldn't be tempted by some distributor to change it.
Good move.
And the night that George and I were driving on the Pennsylvania Turnpike to New York with the answer print of this movie is the night that Martin Luther King was assassinated. That's when we heard the news that Martin Luther King was assassinated, is when we were driving the print up to New York to try to arrange a distribution deal.
Good shot. I love that.
KQV helicopter. That was a radio station. They didn't have.
Sure was. A
TV
rock station.
Traffic copter.
Oh, I'll never forget. When George was filming this, he had all those men go a quarter of a mile way out into the field, as you can see, and he'd yell, "Action!" And these guys, the first take, this intense, you know, walking along there with their guns, and they got a quarter of a mile in, and George says, "Cut!" Says, "Let's do it again." And they must have walked back and forth and back and forth. I don't know how many times, but it was hysterical at the end. This last cut to see these guys practically dragging their rifles. They were so tired.
These were all real,
Real
Pittsburgh
police dogs.
Police and their canine units.
There you are,
Vince.
Vince.
Where?
You're
Right
up
there.
against the pole. Did you not realize you were in that scene?
You thought you were sleeping
I don't even-
upstairs.
That's your shoulder. You just got up.
No, that looked like,
That was you.
No,
was
on
Al
the other
Croft
side
and
of you.
You and Al Croft.
yeah, Al Croft.
Yeah, he was sitting on one side. See, you're walking with him in the background right
With a
there.
backpack on.
Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Tell Bill to check in the office, see what's happening.
All right, Steve. Tell him we're going to...
Now, this scene with these dogs was a very scary scene for the number one zombie. Because the direction was, don't turn around and look. And you knew those dogs were right on your butt. And you were hoping they didn't get loose.
That's for sure.
When those police come in there, they came off of a bridge. Where was the bridge in Evans City?
There was
it's
a
still
little,
there.
little bridge. It was just a little tiny short bridge to drive.
You had to get to
drive
the
over
house.
there. Yeah. Mhm. It was down near Randy Burr's house.
Oh.
No, Bill, I think someone
This is
made
Dave James.
There's Dave.
Yeah, he's still on local television.
I remember
And
he
radio.
interviewed Jack, and we did that setup.
You made the point before during the scenes with the fire about the fact that, you know, a lot of people on that set took some risks because there weren't the safety equipment and there wasn't the budget for it, and even with the dogs, I mean, you know.
Right.
You're right.
I felt at risk.
That's
Yes.
the infamous line that Cuss had.
What was that?
It's like somebody
Somebody's had a cookout here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I instead of calling him Mac, well, I called him Cuss.
Right.
This is,
Your line's coming up.
I'm
Vince.
right behind the cop there. I get shot. My death
My
signal is
Aunt
hid.
Norma getting shot.
Oh, this. Oh, he bounced. Look at. Oh, all I could think
I
was
think
he
that
broke
was Paula
himself.
Richards' father, I believe.
There's
Dave
James.
James again.
Nice ball.
Here he comes.
There
Here's
comes
your
Vince.
coming up.
Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me
Shh. Oh, there's something in there. I heard a noise.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
Live.
You drag that out of here and throw it on the fire.
I think this is the single moment in the movie that really grabs people. They can't believe it's going to happen.
Yes.
And I suffered for that.
Yeah, I
I
bet
went
you
to
did.
went to a show up in Mount Lebanon, or Dormont, and all kids programs. And whenever I shot him, they were all mad. And I was afraid to go out with them, so I went out to the exit door.
Another
There
one
he
for
is.
the
There's
fire.
Tony.
This, I love this sequence at the end. The grainy stills, and
Yeah.
then going to.
There's
It's Randy Burr right there. Tony.
Who's that?
Great.
Oh, yeah, there's Tony.
Isn't it ironic that the two of us wind up on the fire together?
I remember getting hell from Karl.
Why?
He was taking the stills, and I was just standing there. He said, "Make it look like you're walking, Vince."
All those wonderful people. You said something that I have never forgotten. Russ, you said, we made the film, but you people who've watched it have made it a classic. I think that's a wonderful thought that I will always remember.
I think it's important to remember that, you know, given lack of budget and everything else, that what we did do was set out to make a scary movie and, you know, take a
Like a corpse there.
hokey premise of radiation being showered down on the Earth. And once we handled the hokey premise, then dealt with it as, you know, pretty, we thought how people would react in a situation, and that has apparently worked. It was a real pleasure watching this with this group of people, and I think it's really nice to get back together with you folks.
Let's do it again.
I'd love to.
Hey, Randy, light these torches over here. Way in the back.
There was another thing I worried about that. It was windy that night.
Very
I was
windy.
afraid it was going to set whole Evans City on fire.
Yeah.
Well, when I was laying there, I was worried to make sure there was water in those cans, not gas, I'll tell you.